All right. Hello. So, the fulminated mercury I was trying to make. Now, I did a little bit of work off camera, so I'll have to describe what I did. But we were on the right track. We were getting there. And then I just fucked it all up. So, it comes down to a fundamental misunderstanding of the synthesis. I missed a critical step. So, I understood it as you dissolve your mercury metal in your nitric acid, and then you add alcohol, ethanol to be specific, until your fulminated mercury will precipitate out, which is not how it works. And if you pay any attention to anybody that makes it, or actually read any of the synthesis documentation, it doesn't. I missed all that. So what I ended up doing, basically, I got all excited because I added my alcohol and I started getting precipitate. I'm like, great, it's making my fulminated mercury. It was not. It was not at all. What I did do, and the part of the process that I did get correct, starting to sound like Porky Pig. The part of the process I did get right, obviously, you do have to dissolve your mercury in your nitric acid. That's not, I keep saying dissolve. It's not actually dissolved. It is reacting. It's forming mercury to nitrate, which makes sense. Makes perfect sense. So you get rid of some of the hydrogen and the mercury attaches onto the nitrate ion, obviously. So I made that, and then I added ethanol to the point that the mercury 2 nitrate was no longer soluble and crashed out. So I have a file of mercury 2 nitrate. The part of the step that I missed completely is that you actually have to heat the mixture of your mercury 2 nitrate, aqueously suspended in nitric acid, and ethanol, which, by the way, I used my laboratory grade ethanol. If you live in the US, this is how you get pure ethanol without additives, by the way. Because they can't sell just ethanol without a fucking special stamp, because the government sucks. Anyway, you need to heat that mixture up. And that mercury fulminate is actually, chemically, it's the same formula as mercury 2 cyanate. It's a cyanide ion. So you need to convert those nitrate ions into the cyanide ions. And you do that with heat. Now, there is a silver lining to all this. This, again, I think, is mercury 2 nitrate, which is the intermediary product we need. So if I redissolve all that in more nitric acid, then I should be able to complete the reaction. Now we're dealing with a wild, crazy excess of alcohol at this point. So I don't know what that's going to do, if anything. It's also possible, I think, that during my distillation process, because I was distilling nitric acid in a solution of sulfuric acid, it's possible I drove some sulfuric acid over, and I've made some mercury sulfate. I don't think it's very likely, though, because the boiling point of sulfuric acid is way crazy high. So I think we're safe from that, but the only way to know is to try the actual proper mercury fulminate reaction, shall we? Now, I'm going to lose a little bit, but I don't have a lot of nitric acid left. I think I'm just going to have to decant some of this off. let me put it in my mercury waste container. And actually, you know, I know it's kind of antithetical to my whole ethos, but we are dealing with mercury salts at this point. I'm actually going to put on gloves, guys. It's the end of the world. Everybody pray. So obviously mercury metal is dangerous, but it's not terrible. It doesn't dissolve readily. It doesn't react super readily with anything in your body. Obviously, it's still poisonous. It's still toxic, but its toxicity, its bioavailability, how poisonous exactly it is, raises very steeply when you churn it into a salt. You know, you now have a soluble form of mercury, so it can really easily get into the brain. And funnily enough, while I was adding my ethanol to my mercury 2 nitrate and nitric acid solution, I again did it exactly the opposite way of what you're supposed to do. So you're always supposed to add acid, right, to ethanol or water or anything like that, or the more dilute acid to a less dilute acid, because mixing water, or ethanol in this case, into the acid, it wants to heat up real bad. And what happens, and what did happen, is I was putting it in drop-wise with a little syringe, and the little drops of ethanol went boop down under the surface of the nitric acid, and then boiled very, very rapidly and suddenly, and ended up spurting nitric acid all over, including on my hands. So if I do seem especially retarded lately, I may have poisoned myself a little bit. Hopefully not, but we'll find out. Now this 500 milliliter flask is way hilariously overly huge for the... Oh, that's still warm. I just cleaned it and dried it out, so it's still warm. I better wait. Or more accurately, let me go cool this down in the kitchen sink. There we go. I've even locked rations upstairs while we're playing with mercury salts, just to be safe. Don't want to give my buddy mercury poisoning. Alright. Nice and clean. And cooled down, importantly. So now we can add our hopefully... Oh wow, that all stuck to the bottom of the beaker there. Hopefully, mercury 2 nitrate okay, alright. Whoa. Whoopsie. Oh dear. Well, that was aggressive. Shit, maybe I won't need the heat plate. That, yeah. Let me get away from those fumes, actually. I don't really want to breathe those, to be honest. Dios mio. That went from 0 to 100 real quick. Let's go ahead and pour some of that out just to be safe. Oh, fuck. Do I have anything on my toes? No. Well, there's definitely, something. I accidentally spilled a little bit. Oh, that's an interesting color. It's turning purple. Okay. What did we just do? Exactly. I don't know, but I'm just gonna let that do whatever for a little while. It's still fizzing and acting very, very aggressive. So the reaction does produce a lot of gas and vapor. I'm not sure if we just completely lost all of our mercury product. It's possible. I don't think we did, though. Oh boy. Oh, it's not happy about it. Well, at least it's not just fucking... Alright, you know what? I would like... all go in there. Here we go. Where there's at least a little bit more volume to contain the excitement. Okay. Whoa! Oh, okay. Oh dear. I was expecting a little bit of vapor. Okay, I better, I'm gonna go get rations outside real quick, just in case. Man, if I was worried about fumigating my basement with acid before, whoo! Oh boy. I think we're on the right track. But yeah, that shot a bunch of bullshit everywhere. So that's a bit disconcerting. But I think this fizzing and bubbling is a good sign if, well, we might have gone a little bit too crazy with it. Hopefully we still have some product. Oh dear, there's a lot of nitric oxide in here. Whoa! Yeah, the nitrogen products are vigorous and plentiful, it would seem. Maybe I won't need to add heat. Maybe I made enough heat on my own. I'm gonna go upstairs for a little while. There's a lot of fumes in here. Okay. Opened up a bunch of windows. Turned on every fan upstairs. God, I wonder how much mercury I've just ejected all over my fucking basement. A little bit concerning. Probably fine. Have we simmered down a little bit? Can I add more? I don't know if I really need to, but I also don't know if my ethanol even exists in there anymore, if it all just got boiled off. I think it's very possible it all got boiled off. So everything is dissolved again. Well, everything that didn't come fucking jetting out of there. So let me double check. The synthesis at this point should just be heated. I think I may have added too much nitric acid now. Well, among the many other mistakes I've made along this process. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm actually gonna stop this live stream and just go outside because there's a lot of gas in here that I'm a bit worried about. So I'll see you guys in a minute. I'll give you an update as to whether I've completely failed or not. But